if Nigeria naira continues to depreciate, 1 million naira will be a child's play to the minimum wage. So today we are talking of about 1,500, 1,600. So if it continues that way, 1 million naira will be too small for the worker. Does that not make sense? You know, why are we scared when we say pay a worker 1 million? When those in National Assembly are collecting 16, 17, 30 million. So why are we so discriminatory if you hear 1 million for a worker? Comrades, good afternoon. Our mission is very simple and direct. The National Executive Council of the Nigerian Labour Congress met this morning, and after deliberation on state of the nation and non-implementation of the agreement reached with government, the NEC in session considered the unfortunate state of the nation, food suffering pervading the nation, the general crisis of living, the outrage expressed by majority, and the increased attendant fears of the continued consequences of these policies, and the persistent refusal of the government to implement the tenets of the October agreement. The NEC in session also took notice of the wise decision of the National Administrative Council of the Congress to demand that the agreement be implemented. To this end, NEC unanimously noted its deep disappointment and condemned the actions of the federal government in refusing to implement the agreements and reached the following decisions. That it stands on the ratify the 14-day ultimatum issued to the federal government within which to implement the agreement and address the mounting crisis of survival by Nigerians. That the notice expires on the midnight of Thursday, the 22nd day of February 2024. That if on the expiration Congress is not satisfied with government's compliance with the conditions of the notice, Congress will be at liberty to take action that will compel government to implement the agreement. But NEC in session declares a 2-day national protest on 27th and 28th of February to demonstrate outrage on the mounting hardship and insecurity around the nation. If our demands are not met after the nationwide protest, to issue a 7-day notice that will expire on the 2nd day of March 2024 to the federal government, after which an indefinite nationwide strike will ensure. That Nigerian workers and people are not interested in the empty talk now, but action. So we call on all our affiliates, state councils, and civil society allies to start mobilizing across the nation for effective action as the February 22 approaches. In this light, the urgency of the situation, in view of the urgency of the situation and continued suffering the Nigerian people and workers have faced, NEC in session calls for immediate action from federal government to ratify these grievances and restore faith in the democratic process and social dialogue. Thank you very much.
Gentlemen of the press, you heard it loud and clear.
Second, yes. 28.
And that is the final one. The only one.
Any further clarification?
There's another question.
Let's clarify that. What is the energy proportion as minimum wage? Because there have been so many stories. Some say energy proposal 1 million, some say 100,000.
It's not within the context of this briefing. Let's keep ourselves. If you want exclusive on that, we can give it. We have not briefed anybody on the minimum wage on this. The stories online could be independent stories. So the issue of 1 million you are hearing was in response of the questions raised, and it is a continuous one. If Nigeria naira continues to depreciate, 1 million naira will be a child's play to the minimum wage. So today we are talking about 1,500, 1,600. So if it continues that way, 1 million naira will be too small for the worker. Does that not make sense? You know, why are we scared when we say pay a worker 1 million? When those in National Assembly are collecting 16, 17, 30 million. So why are we so discriminatory if you hear 1 million for a worker? So if somebody can collect 15, 16 million for a job, not even commensurate to the job that the worker is doing, why can't a worker get 1 million? In a situation whereby you need a bag full of naira to get a handful of goods. So let nobody be scared about that. Unless it is checked, the demand will have no end. And the minimum wage, we're going to insist for the review to be annual. Or else if you collect any money and the value of the currency is changing per hour, it will not make any sense, and it will be illogical, you know, to return that amount for the next 4 or 5 years. So these are dynamics of the negotiation. And it's good I made this clarification. Well, we are not negotiating with him. Because they are agent provocateurs, people who have taken it as their duty to pauperize the Nigerian people. There are sadists in and around government. So we don't respond to such people.
Any more questions?
Thank you.
I get this matter to Professor. Solidarity.
Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever.